Okay, welcome to Ask GMBN. This is a bit where we get to answer all of your mountain bike related questions. Don't forget to send yours in. The address is on the screen there, or you can comment below and just let us know what you've got to say.
Yeah, right, I'm going to get you into a very technical question straight away, Doddy. This is perfect for you. I'm going to test you today. This one's from Axel Sid. Now, to summarise, what he wants to do is buy a 140mm fork to go with a 140mm frame that he hasn't got yet. His current frame is running a 120 fork.
Right, okay.
So he wants to get his axle stem geometry right.
Yep.
So is there a 140 fork that he can reduce down to a 120 so it'll work on his next bike?
Yeah, right, there's a couple of ways that this can happen. So firstly, you could just lower your stem height or lower the bars by spacers.
Yes.
Just keep it as low as possible, and then when you're ready you can upgrade the frame and swap it straight over.
Yeah.
Or on some forks you can lower the travel internally. So depending on the year of the fork, like the most modern forks, you tend to have to buy a new air tube, which is a rod for the inside, to do that. But pre-2016 model forks, a lot of them you could just fit little spacers in to drop them 10mm at a time. So dependent on what you get, you can do that. If you're unsure, look on the manufacturer. I'm assuming Fox or RockShox or one of the big manufacturers you're looking at. They have a chart and it tells you what compatibility is to do that.
Nice. Covered, I think. Covered.
Kind of.
Kind of. I like the first option though, I've got to be honest. That sounded very
it's nice
simple.
and simple.
Yeah. Okay, next question is from Simon WIRTZ. Right, now I'm with Simon on this, right? We've got you on this. Okay, why does some 29ers and 650B versions of the same bike not have the same chainring? Because Simon's worked out is about a 6% difference.
Yeah.
So why don't they compensate? Because the wheel size has changed the gearing, effectively.
Well, some of the more forward-thinking manufacturers actually already do that.
Oh.
So where you find they offer a 27.5-inch wheel, they'll offer, say, a 32 or a 34-tooth chainring, and they'll generally step down a couple of teeth on the 29-inch equivalent. They don't all do that, mind.
Yeah.
But I think you're going to see more manufacturers doing that because 29-inch popularity is at an all-time high.
Okay, Simon, we could take that as a loss, but what I think we'll do is we'll accept that we were thinking along with the curve of the very up-to-date manufacturers. Anyway, next question is from Max, and he wants to get into mountain biking. He wants to get something like a dirt jump bike because he's coming from a BMX background. He's used to a nice short top tube.
Yeah.
So, you know, what bike would you suggest? I think I know what I'd go with. Go on, what would you suggest?
Well, it sounds like he needs some sort of slopestyle bike.
Slopestyle, yeah.
Yeah, which is what Blake likes riding. So it's kind of like a full suspension dirt jump bike, if you imagine.
Yeah.
Really good fun to ride, but they are a little limited for like day-to-day riding because of the size.
Yeah.
But if that's your thing, that could be a perfect
work.
option
I mean,
for you.
you are on a dirt jump geometry, but it has got the full suspension capability. So it could be super fun on something a bit rough. But take a look at it here. Blake had a look at one recently. See what you think.
Some of you have been asking me this question, what is a slopestyle bike all about? Some say it's a dirt jump bike. You're kind of a little bit wrong. This bike has front suspension and rear suspension. Basically, just a 26-inch, no 29, no 27.5 or 24-inch in this category. Just 26.
Okay, Tom Edits says he's 11 years old, recently bought an entry-level hardtail. He's loving it, but he's wondering what kit he needs to get going even more. Right now he's using just normal clothes, pair of football gloves and a cross-country helmet.
Okay. Well, I'd probably say get some riding shorts, some technical shorts, because when you get wet and muddy and stuff, they're easy to clean, a bit more comfortable to wear.
Yeah.
A pair of decent solid shoes is always a good idea. You don't necessarily have to have cycling shoes. It could be a decent pair of skate shoes, quite tough, and you can get more use out of them.
Yeah.
A full face helmet's not a bad idea if you want to start looking at sort of red and more advanced trails. But don't think you have to just buy a downhill-based helmet. You could buy one of those convertible ones that you get.
Enduro
trail
lid.
Helmet with a clip-on jaw guard. That's a great way to save money as well.
Would you call them an enduro lid? I guess they've become kind of an enduro.
They're kind of focused on that sort of riding, But as we all know, the enduro riders, they ride well champed down the tracks as well. So
absolutely. You know what I'd suggest getting? Definitely agree with the shoes. That can make a massive difference to your riding. But I suggest trying out a pair of goggles because once you get going fast, and you wear goggles, you wonder how you ever did it without them. You
Yeah,
know?
the goggles are fairly cheap as
or,
well.
or, you know, riding glasses. Yeah, something covering your eyes, you whip down a trail so much quicker with such better vision. It makes a huge difference to your riding.
And don't forget some knee pads.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, pads goes without saying.
Yeah,
Knees.
make sure you get the ones that are comfortable for you as well. You get the bigger, bulkier ones for more hardcore riding, or the ones that are slimmer for using more often.
Yeah.
And if you're going to use them more, that's the ones to use.
Yeah, and those light ones are incredible, aren't they? You can just pedal in them all day long. And I remember going out for a cross-country ride in knee pads used to just be like insane. Yeah, you couldn't do it. Finn Lawley's got a great question. You just want to know some tips and tricks to make his gap jump bigger. There's a step down at his local bike park. He keeps trying to get the guts up to do it, and then stops last minute. His mate's doing it, and he feels like he's just there. What can he do to practice and get his confidence up?
Well, the way I've always ridden is sort of gauge myself against a friend.
Yeah.
So whether your mate's better than you or equal level, you'll still be able to gauge if you can do it, judging by what he does.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, a good way to do that, I'd suggest putting like a plank or a brick in a closed car park, some nice flat space, and just use that kicker as your takeoff. Ride towards it at different speeds and just see how fast you can get, how far you can gap with that speed. You'll be really surprised how far you do go. And if you do what Doddy said, actually, do it with your mate.
Get him to train you in.
Yeah, train you into it. You'll see, oh, actually, I'm going the same distance, I can do this. All you're going to need to get the confidence up is one little sign that brings your confidence level up and you think, oh, I've got it, and you'll be in there and you'll have it done, no problem. And if you do it, I'd love to see some video of it. Yes. That would be great. Rootin' Tootin' Putin
good name.
Says he's getting back into mountain biking after 20 years or so away from riding.
Good.
He used to ride hardtails in North Shore in the 90s. His son is an avid mountain biker, 12 years old, rides crabapple hits at Whistler.
There's a lot of them.
So he's one of those little kids who's amazing. Dad's thinking about his bike so he can try and keep up with his son. At the moment, he's considering an evil reckoning. He's 6'2", so he's a big old dude.
Yes, that's a pretty big bike. Yeah, those things go like a train.
Yeah.
Don't be letting a full sense of security though, because a bike like that's not going to get you over crabapple hits following your son.
No.
Not when he's going to be as good as he already is by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a great bike.
Great bike, and I would suggest maybe if your son's that good already, maybe don't try and keep up. That's just my suggestion. Maybe don't try. Just enjoy yourself.
Or if you do, make sure he films it.
Yes.
Yeah. You never know, you could end up somewhere else.
Yeah, you never know. Okay, and you know what? Riding when you're coming back into the sport is difficult. It's important to get your confidence up. So let's take a look at this video about getting comfortable and confident on your riding.
Feeling good on your bike and feeling comfortable often comes down to confidence.
Yeah. If you've lost your mojo, you've had a massive crash, or you're just not that confident on the trail, these 4 tips are definitely going to help you get that all back.
Next question is from John Truslow, who says, what is the advantages of riding plus tyres on a hardtail, and what do you guys ride?
More traction and more comfort really is the advantage. Kind of depends on how you like to ride, but to take advantage of those tyres you've got to run them at really low pressure.
Yeah.
And whilst that's great, it might not appeal to you with what you like on a bike.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not too keen on the feel of a plus tyre. So I like to feel the terrain a bit more. Even with a suspension bike, you can feel the terrain more without a plus tyre.
I'm not over convinced on it. I think you get an awful lot of pop out of the corner, which doesn't necessarily feel like something you can control that much. And I think to do that well, you've got to really trust in the tyre. You've got to have a really serious level of skill to really use it to any kind of advantage, even though you have got that bigger contact patch on the ground. I do like the idea of a hardtail fat bike though, just going completely far
fat,
out,
all the way.
Yeah, Neil style fat bike. But yeah, you know, they're not my favourite thing in the world. I do like a plus full sus.
And also, without talking about them too much, they're excellent for e-bikes.
Oh yeah.
For the traction things, you don't have to worry about the drag and the other things you have.
Yeah, that's good. Good point. Right, here's a really great one. My rear wheel keeps coming loose. It's fully tightened, but you can't figure out how to stop it.
Oh, there's a number of things here. Is it quick release? Is it an axle? Is the axle broken? Is the quick release broken?
I think it must be quick release, right? I'm presuming it's quick release, so I've got a really great solution to it. If it's quick release, tighten it against the chainstay, then elastic bound around the chainstay and the quick release itself. I bet you that'll solve it. That is a hack and a bodge right there. I'm famous for those. I'm famous for those. Honestly, he's speechless. He's speechless. Now, why he's speechless, let me send you to even more of my hacks and bodges genius in this little video I made a little while back. I think you'll be impressed, Doddy. Welcome to my top 3 hacks and bodges that will cost you next to nothing. The first one's going to help you out on the trail. Next, we're going to protect your chainstay from your nasty chain. And lastly, we're going to attack this with this to upgrade your bike. Quick fire! Woo! Ready, Doddy?
Yeah, I think
I'm going to go fast. That was loud, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Daniel George says, how often must I lubricate my chain, Doddy?
Ideally every ride, depending how dry your chain is.
Good answer. Simple. Ty Workman, why is there no hats rule in the Dirt Shed Bike Vault?
Did your mother never tell you it's bad manners to wear a hat indoors?
Yeah, but you're in. I don't get it either.
It's indoors.
Susan Feltz, can Blake do a Cork 720? He can, but he can't do a non-corked 720.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the way it goes. And he can only go to the left, can't go right.
Oh,
but he's right foot forward. He's all twisted up and messed up. Diluted UK says, is it fair that Dan Atherton gets to ride hardline competitively when he's actually designed the course?
Absolutely. I think that's almost irrelevant. You see how hard that course looked.
Yeah.
Dan got what, like second place. You could see even his run, he was like in some of the places nearly off the bike.
Yeah, absolutely. And at World Cups, there's loads of riders that practice at a certain course, whether it be cross country or downhill. They've got home advantage. This is just very home advantage.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. He did do well though, didn't he?
He did.
Second or third, something. Chris Gilbert, if you had a budget of £500, what forks would you go for that are still 26?
To be fair, any you can at the moment.
Any of them, because you can get them all for about 200.
Yeah.
Yeah. Neil Taylor says, Doddy, what make and model is your watch? Looks rad and he wants one.
Well, I don't know if they make them anymore. It's a really old Oakley watch.
It's worth about 15 million
It's like a time bomb or something weird like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, very nice. How did you get that?
I kind of got it with my my friend Oakley.
There's not many of them around. Yeah. Mark Papke says, can you do a bike check on Blake's sender? Yes. ECSGOM CCGO. Catchy. What do you think about the fact that ABS brakes are coming to mountain bikes?
Not much.
I had no idea they were.
Yeah, well, you can see with heavy bikes and stuff. They've kind of done that before, actually.
Yeah.
ABS. They've done with cantilevers, had a little cam wheel on them.
Right.
When you brake, it sort of modulates the pads.
Yeah, I'm not keen.
I don't think we need them, to be honest.
Yeah, it sounds like. We're talking about the non-skid factor. I mean, that's crazy.
Why do I want a skid?
Bradley Mitchellmore says, should I get a dual crown fork? I'll be doing trail and downhill riding with a bit of climbing.
I don't think you need a dual crown fork for that.
No, you're talking, triple clamp.
If you consider you can get up to 180mm travel on a single crown fork.
Yeah.
You don't need that excess weight.
I don't think you need it. THEWY Mallard says, can you guys do more videos on fat bikes? Not me personally.
No, but I'd actually quite like to go and do something somewhere extremely cold, so maybe that's the right.
Maybe that's the solution. Yeah. And asking Neil to do a video not on fat bikes is actually it's the other way around. You have to say, Neil, could you do a video?
Coming in, actually.
Maybe not on a fat bike today. I would like to do a fat bike video though. I would, secretly. Oh, camera's still on. Turn that off. Turn that thing off. My favourite bit of AskGMBN is, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the bit where you send us in a little bit of video footage and say, could I have done that better? Any points, improvements? Love looking at them. Liam, now Liam's done well right at the start. Liam GMBN is his name.
What a name.
Brilliant. Just wondering if there's anything that would be improvement on this stair gap that he's done. So,
bit of urban.
This is pretty good. Check this out,
Ooh,
Doddy.
nice double set.
Yeah, coming in fast. Oh, going slow-mo. It's quite a big gap in between the two, actually.
Yeah, it's quite good.
He's going.
Nice hop.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, just tagged that back wheel.
Tapped it. So I would say, to start off with.
Nice bike. Yeah.
I'd say, yeah, lovely bike. He's just tagged that step, so he's just cased it a little bit, so he could have gone a bit quicker. But What do you think?
It's quite a small set, isn't it?
It's a small set. So one way I would look at that set, and I do love a bit of street, is to come in with a bit of turn on it, and as you take off, just try to imagine going from one side of the steps to the other, but then as you go into land, straighten it out.
To sort of lengthen the landing.
It just lengthens the landing. It means you get a shorter entry point into the landing, and you can smooth it out, and it can look super cool. Yeah. Any suggestions, Doddy?
Or another option, you could maybe hop the rail onto the grass, but I think that's a bit more.
I like that.
Danny McCaskill.
There is a nice gap there. You could try and get through that gap.
Well,
too.
I wouldn't fancy that.
Yeah.
Or even another one. Go a touch quicker and see if you can manual land on that bottom set as well. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah, hop to manual on the
You got some cool
last
style
set.
though. I think that looks good.
Basically, you are on the perfect trajectory to having a lot of fun. You've started right. It's looking good already, bar an inch or so. Good job, dude.
Good name too.
Yeah, love it. Thanks for sending that in. Please send us your video if you want to get corrected if you were a little bit wrong or maybe even right. If you've enjoyed this, then thanks very much. Make sure you leave us some questions for next week. I'm now going to throw you to a video that I'm very, very proud of. It's me riding in Whistler. It was one of the greatest trips of my life. I loved it. And I think we made a pretty cool video. So check it out.
Do you know what? I feel like I should throw to the same thing.
Because we had a good time.
If you haven't seen it, you really need to see that video.
Yeah, it was
but
great
if
fun.
not, and you've got nothing else to watch, maybe you should watch Blake and his 9 mates have a good holiday. Click down here. That's a really cool video as well.
Make sure you subscribe and don't forget to give us a thumbs up.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers, lads and lasses.